Hey guys, just decided to do a little handling video of some of my teas. I also wanted to talk about water dishes for your teas. I recently watched a couple of videos from, let's see, what's his name? Is it Tom Moran? Forgot for sure. And then West Coast Arachnids. And they made some really good points about having water dishes for your teas. I used to believe that tarantulas can drown easily. Well, apparently that's kind of a rumor, and as long as they have the ability to climb out of it, they should be fine. And plus, the hairs on their body kind of helps keep them from drowning as well. So perhaps it's just a rumor. And so from now on, I'm going to have a water dish in all of my enclosures, except maybe for the ones that are the size of an ant. Because of the type of enclosure that they're in, I wouldn't be able to put a good water dish in there. So what I'll do with them is just make sure I diligently spray a few water droplets in there. And I have the time to do so. So that's what I'll do. For all of my other teas, though, they will get water dishes. This is just a bottled water dish right here. Yep, just one of these. Right there. Real small. And so this little bitty Paraphysa scrofa here will not have any problem coming out of it if it were to get in, because apparently tarantulas are just more intelligent also, and maybe just have the better anatomy for it to get out of water dishes more than like crickets, because crickets will jump right in and then it's like they're helpless. They can't seem to get out. But spiders, on the other hand, apparently can. Both keepers that I mentioned said that they've been given water dishes to their teas for many, many years, and they have not had a single drowning. And so it's just better to go ahead and make sure they have water at all times, because, you know, sometimes we all get too busy and we don't think to spray all of our teas. And then plus, a lot of times the water that you spray into the enclosure ends up evaporating too quickly. So yeah, because the water evaporates too quickly, especially if you have such a dry home, they're not going to have water at all times. So it is better to have water dishes at all times. And it's just frustrating, because, there's people out there who've had teas for many years who are saying that tarantulas can drown. And people want to do what they can to do what's best for their tarantula, but it's so hard to sometimes sift out, the people who are misinformed versus the ones who are right. And it's just really hard to know which one's right sometimes. And so I guess you just have to, unfortunately, a lot of it is experimentation, and as a result, sometimes your tarantulas may die. So, and you just kind of learn the hard way, and that's what I've had to go through. Perhaps most keepers do go through this, where some of their collection ends up dying because of something that they believed would help their tea actually hurt their tea. So, I've been collecting since 2011, which really isn't that long compared to a lot of keepers out there. So, I'm always learning. I'm always learning something new. So I've been doing pretty good lately, so haven't had any deaths recently, so I must be doing something right now. But, you know, at the same time, teas just die sometimes for no apparent reason. You know, it may not be your fault at all. It's just they might just have like a weak gene or whatever. You know, just like with people. You know, some people live to be 90, and some people don't live past 40. You know, kind of the same thing with animals. They just die. You could do everything in your power to make sure your tea is comfortable, and they still die on you. So it's not always the keeper's fault. But I am learning that water is the most important thing to give your tarantula. And ventilation. Water and ventilation. They can go a long time without food, but water, no. They gotta have the water. So yes, this is my little Paraphysa scrofa. A cute little mirror patch on the abdomen there, and even this young of an age. And these guys are typically docile. A good beginner tarantula. And my puppy dog is getting in the way. There we go. Really cute, huh? So yes, in conclusion, always provide your tarantula a water dish. If they can climb out, then they're good. And apparently they can climb out in most situations, unlike our crickets. Aren't they cute? Alright, well, let's see what else we got. And here's my precious little Brachypalma Smithy. If I'm not mistaken, they are not as easy to acquire as they used to be. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Mexico is not allowing them to be exported anymore. So we have to rely solely on those who breed the teas in the States and other countries to keep this tea alive in the hobby, other than in Mexico. So if this turns out to be a male, which I'm not sure on this one yet, then I will hopefully find a breeder who can mate my male. But like I said, I'm not 100% sure on the sex of this one yet. But so yeah, I want to do my part in keeping the hobby alive, even though I don't breed teas myself. But I want to, from now on, at least be a provider to only people I trust, you know, and know pretty well. So yeah, these are definitely one of the most popular tarantulas in the hobby. Besides the Grammostola porteri, you'll see this one quite a bit in movies. But yeah, very hair flicky, but otherwise would rather run away than bite, typically. Very nice looking brachy. Probably my second favorite looking brachy after the Bomi. Well, the Baumgarteni is really pretty too. Very much like the Bomi. But this might be my second favorite brachy, and then probably the Amelia would be next, and then maybe the Classy after that. The Amelia and the Classy are on my wish lists. Someday I'd like to get another Bomi too. But yes, the brackies are definitely my favorite genus out there. Very cool. Very sweet tea. Hopefully this one will remain sweet as it gets older. This one's only, let's see, yeah, about 2 inches. A little juvie here. Alright, we'll let this one go, and let's see what else we got. Well, I spoke too soon. I jinxed myself. Remember when I said I must be doing something right because I haven't had any deaths lately? Well, it looks like my Avicularia metallica has died on me. And it never ate its food. The food is still in there that I gave it just recently. And just seeing if I see any wounds or anything. Maybe the cricket bit it. But no, I don't see any wounds. No bleeding. But this was one I was actually going to give a water dish to for the first time today. And this enclosure here had plenty of ventilation. And I was good about spraying this enclosure down. I really was. But after watching those 2 videos, I decided, yeah, I'm going to put water dish in here. And I don't know, why this one died, but I had been keeping it hydrated. So, I don't know. And I'm disgusted. This one, for some reason, just never wanted to eat either. So, I said that tarantulas can go a while without eating. But, I don't know when this one ate last because it never seemed to want to eat any of the food that I offered it. So, who knows? But, yeah, I'm disgusted. No signs of any trauma that I could see. Well, that's the way it goes sometimes, like I said. Sometimes they just die. Even if you do everything right. And with this one, I think I did. I don't know. Sad. Oh well. Rest in peace. Moving on. This one is very much alive. This is my Aphonopama seamani. The tarantula that doesn't seem to mind being held. The one that lets me pet her. See? Very gently like that. Now this one can be skittish. And can be hair flicky sometimes, but other than that, never throws up any threat posture. Not this particular specimen anyway. I have really seen the seamani in the hobby a whole bunch here lately. Every show I've been to, it seems like they have more seamanis more than any other, or pet store, more than any other tea aside from maybe the Grammastola portery. It seems like the Aphonopama seamani is now the most common tea I see. At least here in Tennessee anyway, and then when we went to Huntsville in Alabama. But yeah, the seamanis are everywhere now. I mean, do they make large egg sacs like the Lasiodora do? I know the LPs have huge egg sacs, and that's why they're so affordable. Maybe the seamani's the same way, I don't know, but they're everywhere. Now, I don't know if this one's going to get the stripes on the legs. I think there's different kinds of seamanis, right? There's like a blue form and a striped leg. I don't know if this one's going to get the stripes or not. Because I would have thought that at this size it would have started showing, a lot of the stripes. Now, when I first got this one, it was blue. And there's still a little bit of a blue tint, but it's turning more of a tan color now. So, I don't know. Let me know your thoughts on that if you have an answer. But yes, this is a sweetheart right here. Very lovely tea right here. Precious as could be. Very slow growing, just like the chalcodes. But better eater than the chalcodes, so grows just a little bit faster, from my observation anyway. That's still quite slow. But yes, I love this one. This one's a sweetheart. This is my little female. She's about 2.5 inches. She's a good girl. Alright. Alright, let's check on some more teas. And here's my Brachypalma albopilosum, the smaller one of the two that I own. The one that I sexed as a male just here recently. Doing great. Another very good beginner tarantula. I love their curly hairs. They give them that fuzzy appearance. Not colorful, but they make up for it with their cute little curly hairs that they have all over their body. But yes, very nice tea to own. Yeah. So, at least my larger one's a female. So, but yeah, I see these quite a bit on sale as well, along with the LPs and the Grammostola, Portery, even the Avix, Avic I see a lot, and the Simani, like I mentioned earlier. Yeah, these are very common, easy to acquire. Yeah, this one's hardened up very well. Yeah, sweetheart. Hopefully you'll remain sweet. Looks like your other one, the other one I have, is starting to develop an attitude. Precious thing. And while I'm handling these teas, I'm also checking on their water and all that kind of thing. But yeah, I'll be doing a feeding video really soon, at the very start of May. So hopefully maybe Sunday, we'll see. Sunday or Monday, I think I'll do it. But yeah, alright, let's check on some more. And here's my very sweet Ophonopalma chalcodes. And this one is insanely slow growing. Oh my goodness, it's like watching paint dry. Oh man. So yeah, if you want a tarantula for a long time, I recommend you get a female brachy and a female chalcodes. You will have this tea forever. My Nandu carapenensis is also incredibly slow growing. But yeah, this one is probably the slowest growing one in my collection. I mean, I feel like this one's been this size for a long time. But yeah, aren't they cute? Look at that. Sweet as could be. Easy teas to care for as well. Usually when people ask me what's a good beginner tea, I do list Ophonopalma as being a good one. Oh yeah, and I have a cold, so if you've noticed my voice sounds funnier than it usually does, that's why. So, hi sweetie. Yeah, hello. You're so cute. You're a cutie. Yeah. This is one that doesn't like to eat on camera either, so we don't usually get much of a show from this one. This one usually ends up just being an update. And there's usually not much change going on. This one likes to make its little burrow there. Oh yes, this is another one I'm going to give a water dish to, in fact. So, I'm going to have to kind of destroy its burrow a little bit. And it can make a new one with the new water dish. So that's what I'm going to do right now. This one's going to get a water dish now. It's a little water bottle cap. Here we go. Now I'll kind of create a new burrow for it, just sticking my finger in like that. And it could do whatever it wants to with that. There. That should help. Alright, well, we'll put you away now. And let's check on an avic now. Oh, now you're walking. Okay. Alright. Here's my avic. Doing the infamous avic walk. This is the one that's missing part of a leg, either from a bad molt or an injury from the previous owner. But it will regenerate with the next molt, most likely. I used to have an avic, but he matured out and died. So this one is a female, so hopefully I'll have her for a long time. Now these are teas that can bolt on you, just out of the clear blue. They're walking real slow, like that, then boom, they're gone. And they also leap about, so don't be startled if you get an avic and all of a sudden they leap on you. Or leap off of your hand onto the floor. It's very common with them. They're very fast. Like all arboreals. They like a lot of ventilation, humidity. They live in trees. They make tube webs or hammocks. This one has made a web with its fake leaves in there, so that's good. I wonder if this one might be in pre-molt too, just like my urticans. Maybe. Hard to tell. What do you guys think? Hard to tell sometimes when the hairs are still all there. Isn't that sweet? Oh, and don't be surprised if they poop on you too. They use that as a defense mechanism. They poop on you to kind of, I guess, distract you, and that way they can run away. My other one was notorious for that. This one hasn't christened me yet, but, you know, I'm sure the time will come. Alright, I'm going to give you some more water. Yeah, looks like your water dish is empty. So we're going to fill your water dish and give you a spray down. How about that? So yes, please. Alright, let's check on some more. Here's my Boomba Cabocla. I don't see a whole bunch of these on the internet. Not a whole bunch. Not a lot of husbandry out there on these. I think I've only seen a couple more hobbyists out there who have these. I think the Spider-Man has one, and he was in my last shout-out video I did. But yeah, these are really cool looking. I like how they kind of have that spindly look to their legs, and the black velvety color, and then of course the red carapace, you know, that's just to die for. But yeah, this one was hair flicky when I tried to get her out. But she's just not used to me holding her, so. But she didn't show any other signs of defense, so she didn't do any kind of threat posture, nothing like that. It just was hair flicky. But yeah. Beautiful, beautiful tea. Now these are teas I definitely want to see more in the hobby. They are so cool. You can see a little bit where she kicked some hairs there. Yeah, this is a female. But as far as taking care of her goes, I treat her like a terrestrial. And I give her just an average amount of humidity, not too high, not too low. Just enough to definitely always have a drink. But yeah, 1.5 inch specimen here. Oh, excuse me, I would actually say about 2.5 inches. I was wrong. Yep, I have several teas this size. I'm not sure if I've held this one before. Maybe I have once. Stunning. You gonna say hi to everybody? Huh? She's coming to get you. Very cool. I'm gonna give you some more water, sweetheart. Alright. Let's see. I think I'll feature maybe 3 more teas. This one's going for a little walkabout. Up my arm. She's getting more relaxed, more curious. She's getting too close. Alright, we'll put her back. See what's next. And here's the tea that is the most special to me, because this is the one that got me into the hobby. This is my Grandma Stola Portery. And she's in a good mood today, so she let me hold her. So I thank her for that. These are the ones that you will see in pet stores the most. So because of that, they're very affordable. I picked this one up in the summer of 2011. I think she's only molted for me twice. So another slow grower. And many of them go through fasting periods. And this one once, for those of you who don't know, went a whole year without eating. So that goes to show that they can go a long time without food. And her abdomen remained plump and healthy. I just made sure she had water, and she was all good. You know, and I'd offer her food. And if she did want it, I'd just take it out, or I'd leave it in there and check on it. But, oh yeah. It was a miracle to see her finally eat. But yeah, she's special to me. She's my favorite because she was my first. Yep. In fact, she's the one that's pictured on my back in the profile pic that you see on my YouTube channel. She's the one. She's a sweetheart. Yep. But, you know, like a lot of Grandma Stolas, she has her moods. Sometimes she will not allow me to hold her. She'll get in kind of a little threat posture. But most of the time she's pretty laid back. Yeah, she's precious. Yep, she's the one who started all this. It was a very addictive hobby. Isn't that funny? It's like I'm petting her and it's like she's petting me too. Yeah, she's a good girl. Hi, sweetie. I know. I know. There. Atta girl. Sweet little baby. Well, she's not a baby, but she's my baby. No. Oh, yeah. Give you a little pet. Pet. Alright. Alright, I'll show you two more. Alright. And here's my other Grandma Stola, poker peas. You saw her recently. Another sweetheart. They get quite large for a Grandma Stola. About 7 to 8 inches, and this one's about 5. And this one's really, really sweet. But a stunner. Love those gold knees. Oh yeah, she completely buried her water dish, by the way, so I had to get rid of that substrate that was burying it and fill it up with water. So you have to be on top of some of these teas that do shenanigans like that. But yeah, some of them just like to do that. I don't know why, they just do. Yeah, she's a sweetie. Yeah. And of course I have another one that is only an inch. Another pretty popular tea in the hobby. I see these quite a bit. I don't see them at pet stores very often, but I do see them at shows. But yeah, she's a sweetie. She's never flicked hairs at me. Yeah. Now keep in mind, I do not handle my teas that often. I really don't. The ones that I'm handling today are the only ones I will handle. And they're, well, the other Brachypalma albopilosum, normally I've handled that one too, but that one was moody last time I tried, so I left it alone this time. But all the other teas I will not handle because they're either too skittish, they wouldn't sit still for the camera hardly at all, and I'd have to try to catch them the whole time. Or the venom is too potent and I don't want to risk a bite from it. So the other ones I will never handle. But even the ones that I do handle, I really don't do it that often. You know, some people are really strict about that and they say you should never handle your teas. They don't like it. Well, how do you know that? I mean, how do you know that this girl right here doesn't like it? She's not doing anything right now that tells me that she doesn't like it. If she didn't like it, she'd be flicking hairs like crazy, or she'd bite, or she'd give a threat posture, or she'd run away. You know, she's not, you know, she's laid back. You know, some teas I think actually like getting out of their enclosures just to kind of, you know, have a little change of scenery. The Euophyllus are notorious for that. And every Euophalis I have seen, whether it be the blue, the green, the red, they always want to come out of their enclosure and explore. But look how laid back she is. She's so cool. Yeah, she's a sweetheart. Yeah. Alright. Just, she's like almost like she's petting me too. Yeah. You see her? She's not spreading her chelicerae, nothing like that. She's not angry. She's cool. And notice that I'm handling my teas close to the ground because a fall would kill your tea if you're not careful. Especially the terrestrials. There, sweetie. Alright, I have one more tea to show you, and that'll be it for this vid. Alright? Now, I'm not going to hold this one today because she's in pre-molt, so I'd rather just not bother her except just to show you some stuff. Now, don't make fun of me. But because she's in pre-molt, you know, I really didn't have time to make things look really nice, so this is all temporary. Unless she really just seems to like it, I might leave it. But look at that. See the paper clips there sticking through the air holes? Look. Now don't laugh at me now. So yeah, that's our water dish. Hey, it works, okay? Don't knock it, it works. So yes, and instead of cork bark, excuse me, I got her a cut up plastic cup down there that she could hide in, web in, whatever she wants to do. She didn't want to make her own tube web, she can tube herself in there. But this is the aviculary urticans, and I don't want to bother her too much because I want her to get adjusted to the new stuff I had to put in there. And the substrate's damp down there, so that will help maintain the humidity level and plenty of ventilation. So she's good. But normally I handle this one, but because she's in pre-molt, I'm going to refrain this time and just leave her alone. But I just wanted to give you an update on her. Alright guys, it's just a fun little video, minus the death that I had to report, but other than that, this was a fun video. So stay tuned for a feeding video coming up in just a few days. Alright, thanks guys.